and go over a lot of the stuff that was said by Tua, and he clearly sent a message. There's no doubt that he clearly sent a message, and a lot of things that he talked about there. Some of the stuff we talked about, like, you think he's not practicing? Well, clearly he practiced. He was putting trainers in spots, even through to OBJ, all those kind of things. So he's been practicing, and he had no symptoms the next day. There's a reason why when he went to Seattle, I told you guys, he's ready to go. You don't travel a 5.5 hour flight after a concussion. If you're still concussed and you have symptoms, they will not let you on a plane. So clearly he had no symptoms, and the guy, the good thing is he's a knucklehead in many ways. He's a knucklehead on the field because he gets himself in trouble, and he's a knucklehead because, he's got like a coconut head there. It's apparently it bounces back quickly. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of interesting. And Tua was asked about playing the game the right way.
It's got to be smart. That's it. It's got to be smart. My entire time playing football, I've been a competitor, and that, is or was sort of my edge when I would run from high school. Even in college, I would do the same thing. But it's a professional, setting. This is the professional level, the best of the best. You just can't be doing that. So definitely gotta stay more available for the team, for the organization, for our guys.
Well, let's see if you can do that. That's going to be the question for Tua. Can you stay available? Can you be smart? Is this the one that you finally learned? Because you didn't learn from your ankle injuries, you didn't learn from your hip injury, you haven't learned from the multiple concussions, you haven't learned from just overall, you haven't learned. And he kind of talks about in the press conference how, this is who he was in lower levels, but in this level, it's different. It's just, you're not a football player at this level. Dan Marino wasn't a football player. Joe Montana's not a football player. Drew Brees wasn't a football player. Peyton Manning wasn't a football player. And neither is Tua Tagovailoa. They're all statues. They have to play within their limitations. That's all. And if Tom Brady throws an interception, brother, I don't need you chasing the guy that intercept. I don't give a shit how pissed you are. Marino was pissed when he would throw an interception. Is he chasing the guy down? No. Do I want Marino chasing anybody down? No, dude. You threw the interception, bro. Just live for the next play. We'll be fine. We'll overcome it. If you have a good quarterback, good quarterbacks are going to make mistakes. And that's fine. Take the sack. Throw away the football. If you throw an interception, don't try to tackle. If you have to run, slide. Do not seek contact. It's pretty simple. And you live forever in this league. The rules set you up that they protect you. Even players now are afraid to hit quarterbacks too hard because they're afraid of getting the call. So that even helps you. Do you think Lyle Alzado was worried about how hard he hit you? Most of you that are young, you have no idea what I just said. But Lawrence Taylor, in his coked out ways, did not care about you and what happened to you and your entire family when he hit you. He wasn't thinking about that. He was thinking about, I didn't hit you hard enough. So just play smart. It's interesting. If you play smart, you're going to live like a crap ton. It's amazing how long you'll live if you actually play smart. Most quarterbacks, why? Because you can see most of it coming. That's the beauty of it. Most of it you see coming. By the way, the concussions and the conversations, remember how he mentioned last time that there was that it was brought up. This time it says basically said nothing. And you know why? He wasn't going to give it to you this time. Last time he brought it up, and it was more about them bringing it up, not him. And this was kind of the same. This was like, all right, I'm not feeding the media any of this. Nah, it wasn't brought up. No. He's dead set on, on getting this done and playing, and it doesn't matter what it takes. He will want to play this game at whatever it takes. If he has to play on one leg, he'll do it. That's who this kid is. This is how he's wired. He's tough as nails. Now, does he have the body that can survive? No, but he's fearless. He's fearless, and any injury is not going to scare him. He's going to go right back in there. He is exactly like my Yorkie. Absolutely fearless. Fearless, dude. He does not care whatsoever. Now, on being placed on the IR, I thought it was an interesting answer by Tua.
What I do know is I think the team did what was best in the interest of me, knowing that I'm a competitor. And, given what the doctors have told me, that having a substantial amount of time to rest and recover would have been good for me. I think they did what was best in terms of protecting myself, from myself. So.
And optics, give him time to rest. He's had multiple concussions. He got easily concussed here. Easily concussed. And they saw that. And they said, okay, we got to give this brain time to heal and time to recover. But for him, he didn't have any type of, reactions from it the next day. So apparently he hasn't had headaches. He hasn't had any kind of dizziness. He hasn't had any kind of nausea or any type of effects from it. At least that's what he tells us. Okay. There was one person that asked, are you going to be honest about it? Like, even if he was going to lie, is he going to tell you that he's going to lie? And no, he's not. You know what I mean? But he's going to, yeah, of course I'm going to be honest about it. This kid doesn't care. He Tua doesn't care to the point that it's scary. And it shows you his fearlessness. And this is why he plays the way he plays. This is why he throws it into these tight windows. This is why he's unafraid of any moment, and he'll play. Why?
I appreciate your concern. I really do. I love this game, and I love it to the death of me. That's it. I love this game, and I love it to the death of me. That's it. I love this game, and I love it to the death of me. That's it. I love this game, and I love it to the death of me. That's it. I love this game, and I love it to the death of me. That's it.
You got it. There you go. I love it to the death of me. And this is what he wants to do. This is what gets his hair on fire. This is what lights him up more than anything else. And we could talk about a lot of things that we enjoy in life, like me going to a Don Henley concert at the Sphere. That would be awesome. For Tua, this is it. And he does not care what he puts on the line. He's not worried about that. He's just not worried. He's going to play till he can't play anymore. And that's what he's all about. Unfortunately, or fortunately, because you can look at it two ways. Okay. He will play to the death of him, which makes him fearless, which makes him reckless. And you love as a fan that he's fearless because he'll make the tough throw. He'll attempt the tough throw. You saw Skyler. Skyler crapped his pants. He was afraid to make plays. He was afraid to make throws. He was hesitant. Tua doesn't have an ounce of hesitation in his body. He truly is fearless. Fearless of the pain, fearless of the punishment, fearless of failure, and he only strives for success. So it's great that he's wired that way, but it also makes him reckless because he's wired this way. So now he's got to find that happy medium of, okay, I gotta play to try to help my team win, but I've also got to protect myself because my team needs me in the next down, in the next series, in the next quarter, in the next game for the rest of the season. And that's the part that he has not been able to balance. And that's the part that's kind of scary too. It's one of those, when you look at it, you're in a position right now that you can't do anything about it as a fan. You got to just hope that he goes out there and is responsible and he takes care of his body. But there's no doubt that he understands what he's doing.
I think the brain it's just very, there's just a gray area when it comes to that. If you do know that you're going to get long-term disease from it, or if you're not, I just think there's a lot of gray with it. For me, this is what I love to do. This is what makes me happy, and I'm going to do it. That's it.
Race car drivers can die at any moment. We see people that do all kinds of jobs. A lifeguard. The other day, I saw, it was not the other day, it was almost like a month ago or 2 months ago. There was a lifeguard that was caught up in some riptides that they had to save the lifeguard who was trying to save somebody else. Lifeguard puts their lives on the line all the time. He or she could die any day trying to save somebody, but it's what they love to do. Whatever bug catches you in life, then, you're going to follow your passion, whatever it is. I don't care if you're a neon glass maker. You're an artist in your own way. And it motivates you to see that street sign that you just normally see and you don't really think of it. But the guy that is twisted up glass looks at it and says, that's a piece of art right there. That's a hell of a job, whatever. And they take pride in that. And that's what motivates them every day. It doesn't matter what it is that you do, you become good at it or it motivates you. This is what you want to do. And sometimes it happens to be something risky. You're a deep sea diver. You are joining the military. You are a cop. You are a race car driver. You are a lifeguard. You work for FP&L. For Christ's sake, any of those people could get electrocuted. More often than not, it's not going to happen because they're pros. They know what they're doing. But Jesus, the chance is there for all of them. Unfortunately, would you clean windows on a skyscraper? Yeah, maybe some people like that shit. There isn't enough money in the fucking world to pay me to do that. I'd rather live on a bridge than you tell me, hey, look, we'll pay you handsomely, but you got to, cruise up there to the 75th and 95th floors and wash windows on the. Hey, get out of here. Get out of here. I'm not doing that. No. No. Whatever it is, dude. And we all have passions. This is his passion. And he is willing to sacrifice anything and everything to do it. And that's it. So what can we do? Right? Boxers, they put themselves at risk all the time. They're getting hit in the head. Bam, jabbed right in the head. Jabbed in the head. Boom. Big shot. Jaw. Shake that whole head and brain. They know what's going on. Wrestlers. Ask Sean. They all know they're fucking their bodies up completely. Every wrestler, when they're done with their careers, their bodies are all screwed up, dude. They broke all kinds of bones and screwed all kinds of things up. And they're going to have all kinds of itises for the rest of their life. Tendonitis, arthritis, I mean, everything, dude. They're going to have it all. But they love it, right? If they're diving off a 12-foot ladder to land on some other wrestler, and people are taking pictures and all that, and the highlights are out there, and this is what they live for. You know, we all live for different things. Now, some of us choose some things that aren't necessarily your life is on the line every single day, but yeah. And this is who Tua Tagovailoa is. He knows exactly what the dangers are, and he's more than willing to take that chance. More than willing to take the chance. He knows it. He knows it. And what are you going to do? You know? Has he been practicing? Yeah, very predictable.
I've been working my butt off as if I was getting ready to play every game for every week, looking over the game plan, going out and working with the athletic staff to go stand in a spot, and I throw it to them and continue to work the timing of my footwork and all of that to stay in shape and just to get ready. So I expect us to come out, whether we throw it deep or we don't, expect us to come out and execute all the plays that are given to us.
How long have you been throwing?
For 5 weeks.
You've had a chance to throw with Odell, I've heard.
A little bit.
How excited are you to get back into the flow with all those guys?
I'm excited.
So you saw Beasley follow up and ask him about Odell and everything, and he had the trainers out there. And, of course, dude, the practice squad receivers, I'm sure. They won't say it, but I'm sure he's done some stuff. Give me a break. I don't think any of us with a brain and common sense thought that he was sitting and not doing shit for 5 weeks. That guy's a gym rat. That guy can't stand still. He went to Seattle the following week. That tells you all you need to know. This guy is as zeroed in on what he needs to do more than anything else. And so that to me is really where you got to look at and say, this guy is as focused as it gets, as driven as it gets, and you are not going to stop him. And the only thing that's going to stop him is going to be whatever final injury, or he finishes up his career 15 years down the line because he finally figured it out. I don't know. I don't know what the answer to all of this is. I don't know if he's going to play smart because he has yet to prove that he can play smart on a consistent basis. He tried for 1 year and he wasn't satisfied with it. And then he thought he could change it. And because he got away with it, he thought he could get cute. So we don't know if this finally humbles him or not. We're going to find out. We're going to find out, because if it doesn't humble him, then, this is going to be short-lived, and you're going to be dealing with a whole bunch of backup quarterbacks that cannot get the job done, unfortunately. Either way, you will have no choice but to draft a quarterback next year. That's it. You have to draft a quarterback next year. Whether you like it or not, that's what you have to do. Why? You can't trust Tua anymore. You can't trust him to take care of himself, and you can't trust his body to be able to handle the punishment. So he knows the risks, and he is more than ready to take advantage of those risks. So what else are you going to do?
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.